Have you ever wondered if your thoughts are secretly shaping your reality? What if the key to unlocking your true potential isn't out there, but deep within your own mind? This video isn't just about understanding your inner world. It is about giving you the exact blueprint to transform it and manifest the life you've always dreamed of. There's a quiet architect within you, an unseen planner mapping paths long before you take a step. Every belief becomes a beam, every assumption a wall, every memory a door. Most people change the paint, but keep the old plan, then wonder why the same hallways lead to the same endings. The truth is simple. The blueprint is not fate. It is a draft. Drafts invite revision. We begin with mercy and precision. We will not deny reality. We will refine how you relate to it. You will see how early conclusions became corridors, how borrowed rules shaped choices, and how gentle edits restored dignity and momentum. With sincere intention, the inner architect can learn to build with truth instead of fear, clarity instead of noise, purpose instead of panic. Think of your inner world as a workshop. Tools are everywhere. Attention, language, memory, focus, intention, but scattered. When you find each tool and return it to its place, work becomes smoother. Memory offers lessons without chaining you to yesterday. Focus narrows noise into signal. Intention aligns effort with meaning. When these tools collaborate, an ordinary day becomes a meaningful sequence rather than a blur of reactions. Today, choose kinder frames and steadier steps. You are not late, you are learning. Protect quiet minutes. Review gently, correct kindly, and proceed steadily. Build a life that feels like peace, not noise. Honor your capacity while expanding it wisely. Small fidelity becomes durable trust. Trust turns choices into consistency. Return to your map when you feel lost, and to truthful language when old stories grow loud. Respect your limits and your calling. Take rest as wisdom. Choose light in speech and restraint in conflict. Let your calendar reflect your care. Let your days reflect your values. This is how your subconscious is not an enemy. It is a diligent recorder that tried to keep you safe. It stored conclusions formed when you were young, hurried, worried, or simply surviving. A teacher's glance, a friend's silence, one fragile success, one noisy failure, each left a trace. Traces became tendencies. Tendencies became, that's just how life is, not magic mechanism. When you expect rejection, your voice lowers. When you assume doors won't open, your hand pauses on the handle. When you believe blessings look closely at the phrases you repeat. I'm late to life. If I rest, I'll fall behind. Good things don't last for me. These are frames, not facts. Frames position the view. Change the frame and the scene shifts. Honor whatever once protected you, then release what now restricts you. With humility ask, where is my belief smaller than the mercy available today? Often the answer is a nudge to slow down, to try again, or to speak with steady respect instead of haste. Here's the pivot that begins renewal. Choose curiosity over condemnation. Instead of, what is wrong with me? Ask, what trained me to expect this? Maybe a rushed home taught you to hurry for safety. Maybe a competitive class trained you to tie worth to performance. Compassion does not excuse harm, but it explains the habit. And explanation creates room to choose differently. From that room, rehearse new defaults, pause before assuming, ask before concluding, and grant yourself the grace of a second read. Then practice a simple loop. Notice, Normalize, name it. Honestly, fear, shame, pressure. Normalize it. Many feel this, it will pass. Choose the next respectful step. Small, faithful steps retrain the inner builder. Over time, the architect stops bracing for harm and starts planning for good. Replace scarcity scripts with stewardship. Good things are not stolen by gratitude, they are strengthened by it. Keep an evidence log of calm choices, kind words, and tasks completed. Evidence teaches your mind that safety and progress can coexist without panic. Culture teaches pace. Peers teach posture. Platforms teach comparison. Without noticing, you absorb rules. Stay visible, never show doubt. Measure worth by outcomes alone. Yet the soul prefers sincerity over performance and substance over noise. When borrowed rules collide with real values, friction appears. That friction isn't failure, it's feedback. Past events can pour hidden concrete. A win explained as luck becomes a ceiling. A loss misread as destiny becomes a floor. You walk between them, careful not to bump your head or fall through. Renovation begins by naming the room. This is where I fear loss. This is where I shrink my voice. Naming reduces chaos to a space you can redesign. Next, trace the load, bearing belief. If I succeed, I'll be left. If I rest, I'll be judged. If I ask, I'll be denied. Were these universally true or locally true in a season that has passed? Soften inherited molds by replacing comparison with calibration. Compare today with last month. Measure pace against capacity, not another person's sprint. Ask precise questions. What evidence supports this fear? What counter-evidence exists? What experiment can I run this week to test a kinder belief? Experiments turn theories into data. Data calms drama. When resistance appears, identify the layer. Emotional, mental, relational, or logistical, and match the tool to the layer. Feelings need safe acknowledgement. Thoughts need accurate framing. Relationships need clear boundaries. Logistics need simple plans. Using a hammer on a screw only exhausts you. Design tiny trials. Send one brave message. Ask one clear question. Finish one small block of work. Log outcome. Each honest attempt teaches your nervous system that courage and care can coexist. Over time, ceilings lift, floors strengthen, and the corridor widens into a hallway with windows. Light enters. You breathe easier. You move with dignity, steady, accurate, and free from borrowed scripts. Remember, calibration isn't complacency, it's precise progress. Honor truth, correct gently, and keep going. Integrity becomes momentum, right? Spread a map across the table of your heart. At the top, place the values that do not bend with weather: truth, kindness, dignity, patience, excellence, contribution. These are your constellations, fixed points by which you steer when life turns foggy. Beneath them, write your clean ambitions. Serve well, learn continuously. Support family, build with integrity. Leave good behind. Then list protective fears. Exposure, waste, unworthiness. Respect them, fear is a messenger. Ask what it tries to protect, and whether its method still helps. Often fear asks for structure, not retreat. Pacing, not paralysis. Now mark the patterns you meet outside. Delayed replies, unfinished attempts, avoided conversations, sudden urgency at the wrong hour. Each recurring pattern points to a thought, loop, an inner route that drops you at the same intersection. You don't need to scold yourself for returning there. You need a better turn signal. When the loop lights up, consult the map. Which value applies? Which small action honors that value without drama? Choosing the road aligned with value, not panic, rewires the loop over time. Practical tool number 1. The VBF audit. Values, FA behaviors. FA friction, draw 3 columns. In values, list what matters most this week. In behaviors, list where your time actually went. In friction, note where it felt heavy. Look for misalignments. If you value presence but scroll every 10 minutes, label it and design a boundary that serves you. Timer blocks do not disturb phone in another room. Boundaries are bridges to what you value, not punishments. Practical tool number 2. Energy mapping. Track your clarity across the day for 7 days. Place demanding tasks in peak windows and protective routines. Email, housekeeping, admin in dip windows. This respects your design and removes avoidable self-blame. Pair this with starter rituals that lower friction. A 2-minute desk reset before deep work. A glass of water before calls. A single line in your journal before planning. Add one more layer. Awe markers. Write down a small sign of mercy or goodness each day. A kind message. Awe doesn't erase hardship, but it keeps hardship from owning the whole horizon. When your map includes values, roots, energy, and awe, you don't wander, you navigate. And navigation creates a felt sense of safety that makes growth sustainable. You don't need elaborate rituals, you need honest pages and steady breath. On paper, thoughts slow down enough to be seen. Each evening, write 3 lines. What carried me today? What drained me? What truth would have helped? Over a week, patterns emerge, people, places, and habits that nourish or deplete. Adjust one small lever at a time. Let gratitude be specific, not theatrical. Let responsibility be quiet, not punishing. Your pages become an atlas of becoming, gentle corrections, quiet victories, values you refuse to trade. Be precise. Capture the exact sentence your mind used, because edits require accuracy. Change. I never finish to I finish in smaller chunks. Change. I'm bad at decisions to I decide by criteria, not panic. Precision shrinks drama and invites progress. Pair journaling with a short weekly review. 2 wins, 1 lesson, 1 next commitment. This ratio builds momentum without ignoring reality. If a loop appears, I always mess this up. Answer with a truthful counter. I'm learning, 1 step at a time. Repetition turns counters into defaults. Anchor reflection to moments you already keep. After prayer, before sleep, during commutes. At mealtimes, ask 3 grounding questions. What matters now? What is mine to do? What can wait? These questions reduce noise and honor timing. When tension rises, name it gently. Pressure, sadness, restlessness. Naming converts fog to weather, and weather passes. If your energy dips predictably, prepare mercy in advance. Lighter tasks in low windows, focused work in clear windows, brief resets between blocks. Create small starter rituals that lower friction. A 2-minute desk reset before deep work. a glass of water before calls, one line in your journal before planning. Protect your inputs. Mute what clouds your lens. Keep what cleans it. Record evidence of steadiness, messages sent, boundaries honored, temptations declined, projects advanced. Evidence teaches your inner architect that safety and progress can coexist. Over time, pages become proof. You are not circling, you are spiraling upward with clarity, dignity, and calm. Transformation isn't thunder. It's alignment repeated until it becomes identity. Begin with language, because language frames possibility. Replace the inner courtroom with a council of wisdom. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you respect. Try frames that fit your dignity. I can learn what I don't yet know. Consistency beats intensity. Effort plants time harvests. These aren't slogans. They are building codes for how you construct the next day. When strong emotion rises, don't exile it, escort it. Give it a name so it has a handle: fear, pressure, shame, grief, worry. Named weather passes faster. From steadier ground, choose the next respectful step, not the dramatic one. Quiet corrections done early save you from loud repairs later. Think in 3 loops working together. Language, fey attention, fey action. Language sets direction: steady, honest, clear. Attention supplies fuel. You notice steady cues, not panic headlines. Action lays track. You take the small step that matches steady, honest, clear. If language says, "I'm doomed," attention hunts for proof of doom, and action collapses. Guard the first loop. Guard your words. Design humane standards, clear enough to guide, kind enough to keep. Prefer minimums you can keep every day over maximums you keep once. Celebrate corrections, not only outcomes. When an old pattern drags you back, return without theater. You are not starting over, you are continuing. Let integrity be your end. Do work you're proud of. Speak with respect. Keep promises to your values. Integrity builds credibility with yourself, and credibility becomes momentum. When uncertainty appears, choose principles over panic, truth over performance, patience over hurry. Step by step, you revise the blueprint from the inside, until the structure of your days naturally reflects who you are becoming. Your body isn't just a container for your mind, it's an instrument that reports truth in real time. Tight shoulders, a clenched jaw, shallow breath. These are signals, not verdicts. Treat them as useful data. When a wave hits, use the 4N reset. Notice the sensation, name it pressure, fear, grief. Normalize it. This is a human response. And choose the next step. One kind action you can take now. Naming turns fog into weather, and weather passes. Build a simple physiology. First toolkit you can use anywhere. Faybox breath. 4, 4, 4, 4. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. 5 rounds to downshift urgency. Fay grounding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 things you see, 4 you feel, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Bring attention to the present. Fay shoulder drop plus jaw unclench. Pair with a longer exhale to tell the nervous system safe enough. Fay sip water plus stand up. Tiny signals of care that interrupt spirals. Design reset rituals for stressful contexts. A 60-second sky break between meetings. Washing your hands slowly before a hard call. A 2-minute desk. Tidy before deep work. Rituals are stories you tell your nervous system about safety. Safety expands intelligence and options. Reduce avoidable load. Prep tomorrow's bag tonight. Decide outfits weekly. Keep essentials in one place. Automate small bills. These remove friction that masquerades as character flaws. Protect pillars. Sleep, simple nutrition, steady movement, sunlight, because resilience hates ambiguity but loves rhythm. Choose values-based posture. Walk at a pace that matches clarity. Speak at a volume that respects your message, and rest without apology when capacity is full. When worry imagines disasters, give it a job. List supports available. Write one sentence. You can say, schedule one realistic step. Structure converts spin into stewardship. Finally, speak to yourself like a responsible guardian. My body is a trust, my mind a garden, my time a gift. Guardians are neither careless nor they are consistent. Keep showing up with small, respectful actions. Over time, your baseline shifts from bracing to breathing, from reacting to responding, and strength and softness learn to live in the same room. Alignment means your compass and your footsteps tell the same truth. It starts small. What you value privately shows up publicly in how you speak, schedule relationships. Let kindness carry clarity. Say what you mean with respect. Listen as you wish to be heard. Offer boundaries early and gently. Here's what I can do. Here's what I can't. So resentment never has to do the talking later. Replace mind, reading with check-ins. What would a good outcome look like for you? Celebrate shared wins. Repair quickly when you miss. Work, choose excellence over image. Excellence travels, image fades. Define done before you begin and break deliverables into humane blocks. Start with the smallest visible step that proves momentum. Protect deep work with simple fences, a timer, a door closed, notifications off, a single page brief. End sessions with a 2-minute handoff note to your future self. Context, next action, one open question. Health, treat your body as a trust. Anchor your day with rhythm, wake, movement, nourishment. When you slip, don't dramatize. Reset the next block of hours. Health practices are not punishments. They are maintenance for mission. Calendars, values. Let your schedule reveal your priorities. Block time for faith, family, focused work, and rest before you accept new commitments. Use templates for recurring days to reduce decision fatigue. Keep a must-maybe list. Do the musts that serve your highest commitments. Park the maybes without guilt, communication. Practice the pause. Ask, will my words add light or heat? Choose light where you can. Choose silence where light isn't ready. In conflict, move from positions to interests. What need are we both trying to protect? Visualization, action. Warm the scene in your mind. Then take the next honest step that belongs to that scene. Alignment is proved in footsteps, quiet, consistent, and congruent with who you say you are. Visualization opens the curtains. Affirmation chooses the outfit. Action walks out the door. Use all three together so imagination serves execution, not the other way around. Visualize like a realist, build scenes you actually live, arriving on time and calm, delivering 3 clear points in a meeting, completing a focused 50-minute block, ending the day with a tidy handoff note. Engage senses, what you see, hear, touch, even the weight of the pen as you check the task. End every scene by picturing the next tiny step. Send the email. Open the doc, set the timer, so your brain connects vision to motion. Affirm like a builder, present, tense, behavior, linked, value, anchored, Faye, I show up prepared and steady. Faye, I choose clarity over panic. Faye, I keep promises to my values. Faye, I finish in humane blocks. Speak them quietly before work blocks and after wins, so your identity learns the sound of your word kept. Collect proof. Keep an evidence log, 1 line per win, messages sent, boundaries honored, workouts completed, temptations declined, kindness offered, deep work blocks finished. Evidence persuades your nervous system that safety and progress can coexist. Review weekly. Highlight patterns that worked. Retire tactics that didn't. Design a 3-2-1 loop daily. Faye 3 minutes. Visualize today's key scene. Faye 2 affirmations. Say them aloud. Once slowly. Faye 1 action. Start the smallest step that moves the scene toward reality. Turn obstacles into prompts. If fear says, "What if I fail?" answer, "Then I learn." Adjust one variable and try again at a smaller scope. If perfectionism demands more time, counter with good ENA criteria. Clear, track inputs you control. Focused minutes, drafts shipped, outreach attempts, not just outputs, views, sales, praise. Inputs compound, outputs arrive on their schedule. Avoid 2 traps. Endless hyping, words without work, and silent grinding, work without reflection. You need reflection to learn and words to aim. But the day is won in footsteps. Finally, let gratitude close the loop. I'm grateful I showed up. Gratitude cements proof, steadies pace, and keeps ambition from turning into anxiety. Vision, word, step, repeat. Proof will follow. Growth isn't a finish line, it's a way of walking. Expect seasons, expansion, consolidation, and repair. On expansion days, stretch and share. On consolidation days, protect the basics. On repair days, simplify and practice mercy. You are not regressing. You are maintaining the engine that carries you forward. A simple maintenance stack Faye daily, 10 mins, 1 minute of intention, 1 focused block, 1 truthful check, in what helped Faye weekly, 30 mins. Review your evidence log, celebrate 2 wins, harvest 1 lesson, schedule 1 upgrade. Faye monthly, 60 mins. Audit your VBF, values, Faye behaviors, Faye friction. Prune 1 commitment. Add 1 system that lowers friction. Faye quarterly, 90 mins. Revisit the map, values, aims, energy rhythms, boundaries, and update your blueprint to match who you've become. Keep your pillars rhythmic. Sleep as your first productivity tool. Eat to fuel clarity. Move daily to discharge static. Seek sunlight and a few minutes of quiet. Rhythm beats intensity for lifelong change. Guard inputs. Curate what you read, watch, and follow. Choose voices that clean the lens, not cloud it. Replace doom, scrolling with a learning loop. Read Faye note Faye, apply Faye teach. Teaching locks growth in place. Hold boundaries kindly. A clean no today protects a clean yes tomorrow. Share constraints early without apology. Time windows, response expectations, meeting rules. Boundaries serve relationships by keeping resentment out of the room. Navigate setbacks with stewardship. When you miss, use the 4. Notice name, normalize next step. Ask, what made the slip likely? What would make the win easier? Then modify environment, not just willpower. Fewer clicks to start, clearer checklists, smaller scopes. Community matters. Find two kinds of company: a stretcher who raises your standards, and a steady who reminds you to rest. Share progress and process, not just outcomes. Mutual accountability is lighter than solitary heroics. Legacy lens. Build what lasts: character, contribution, and a peaceful household. Let excellence be your signature and kindness your reputation. Make your work useful, your words careful, and your promise a call to action. If this series brought clarity, share it with someone who needs steadiness today. Subscribe for more carefully crafted guidance. In the comments, write one belief you're revising, one habit you're installing, and one person you'll encourage this week. May your inner blueprint align with truth, your steps be guided, and your results bring peace to you and those you love. Begin now, one small faithful step. Close this page, set a 3-minute timer, and take the next honest action. The architect is listening, and your life is ready to be built with care.